Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm finally doing my September wrap-up. So I read a total of 30 books this month and 7 of them were physical copies. The rest I read on my Kindle. And because I do have about 30 books to talk about, some of them I'm just going to kind of go through really quick and just give a rating and not really go into detail. Okay, I was editing this video and the wrap-up is over 20 minutes. So I decided to do the wrap-up in 2 parts. So the part that you're watching right now is the first part. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the books I read at the beginning of the month. The first book I read was The Protector by Jodi Ellen Mopaz, and this I gave 4 out of 5 stars. It's an adult romance contemporary about a troubled heiress who falls in love with her bodyguard. I liked it, but I wasn't obsessed with it like I am with Jodi's other books. I find that she's better at writing trilogies than standalones. This is a standalone. I just felt like, especially at the end, it was very rushed. There was like one of my most hated tropes, I guess, was in kind of the end, and I was like, oh, seriously. But I do recommend it if you like romance books and you want to try Jodi's books and you're not really sure if you'll like, because I have this Man trilogy right here and I really love this one, as well as her One Night trilogy. I think that's what it's called. And yeah, so I liked it, but I didn't love it, you know. After that, I read Change of Hearts by Nicole Jacqueline, and this I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. This is like a second book in the companion series. I think it's called like Fostering Love, something like that. And this one pleasantly surprised me. I read the first book, which was Unbreak My Heart, earlier this year, and that one I had given like 4 stars. I liked it, but it wasn't something that I was gonna ever reread. But this one blew me away. It was amazing. It made me cry. It was just everything I wanted, and I'm really happy I decided to continue with this series. I don't know if it's going to be a series or whatever, but I'm really happy I picked up this one because it was so much better than the first book. This is an adult romance, contemporary-ish. I don't really want to give much away. I'll just read the tagline right here. They've spent their lives pushing each other away, but what will happen when they need each other most? Next, I read Inarticulate. I cannot say that word. By Eden Summers. I received an ARC of this for doing like a blog tour or whatever. And this I gave 3 out of 5 stars. It is like a romance contemporary, and I just felt like I'd already read something like it, and the revelation, or like the secret that the main lead had, I didn't feel like it was that big of a secret or like that big of a deal. It just lacked a lot for me. But I still really enjoyed it while I was reading it. It just isn't something very memorable. I felt like I already read something like it before, so yeah. After that, I also received another ARC, and this was Sweetest Taboo by Jay Kenner, and this is the 3rd and final book in the Sin trilogy. This was great. I gave it 3 stars. I gave this whole series like an overall 3 stars. Next I read was A Seductive Deal by Clarissa Wilde, and this I gave 2 out of 5 stars. Next I read was Breaking Him by Shirley Ray, and I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. Then I read both Bittersweet and Steadfast by Serena Bowen, and this is book 1 and 2 in her True North trilogy. These I really liked. I both gave them 4 stars. I think the first one, Bittersweet, is my favorite out of the 2 so far. But these are just romance contemporaries about farmers. After that, I read Shielding Lily by Alexa Riley, and this I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Was Bad Judgment by Megan March, and this I gave 3 out of 5 stars. That Thing Between Eli and Gwen by J.J. McAvoy? Is that how you say it? I gave 3 out of 5 stars. And after that, I read Cherry by Lindsay Rosen. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. It's a young adult contemporary about a group of girls who decide to make a sex pact. So they all decide that they're going to lose their virginity before they graduate high school. And this I really liked. It was very sex positive, and it just really talked about how sex is just natural, it's normal. It's at the beginning they treated it like this special thing, and then towards the end, you know, it wasn't that special, like it was just normal, right? And it also explores self-learning and learning who you are and what you want out of life, and it was just overall a really good and positive book, and I highly recommend this, especially if you like young adult contemporaries. Right after that, I read Brief Me Baby by Fiona Davenport, and this I gave 2 out of 5 stars. Next, I read The Pregnancy Affair by Jordan Silver, and this I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Next, I read Love Child by Kat Austin, and this I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Replacement Crush by Lisa Brown Roberts, and this I gave 3 out of 5 stars. I was really excited to read this. I mean, the cover's beautiful, and it sounded like my type of book, my type of young adult contemporary, but it just wasn't what I thought it would be. It's about this book blogger who had this longtime crush on this boy, and they kind of had a fling in the summer, and then when school starts, he pretends like he doesn't know her. So she decides to come up with this replacement crush so that she can crush on guys but not have anything more serious. And then she meets Dallas, the new guy in town, and he is determined to win over her heart. And my problem with this was the character was very stubborn, and she didn't know what she wanted. Also, I mean, the first sentence in this book also was kind of like, oh, really? It's like, what's with the outfit, Viv? Did a librarian and a hooker have a fight in your closet? I don't like that first sentence. When I read that first sentence, I was like, oh boy, I don't think I'm gonna like this book. I mean, there were parts I did like. I did like Dallas. He was a great character, great love interest, but the main character just really got on my nerves. After that, I read Naughty Neighbors by Jordan Silver, and this I gave 2 out of 5 stars. After that, I read Embrace Me by Anne-Marie Walker, and this I gave 3 out of 5 stars. It's kind of an extra novella to the Chasing Fire trilogy. Next, I received an ARC of To Love and to Cherish by Lauren Lane, and this is the 3rd and final book in the Wedding Bells trilogy. I don't really want to say much, but I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. This one was the most disappointing out of the series. I thought I'd be really excited to read this one, but again, it's the whole main character thing. The female in this book just really annoyed me. She was so just blind, and it's like, really? Like, you're that oblivious? I don't understand. But I highly recommend any of Lauren Lane's books. She writes amazing contemporary romances. Like, I love her books, and she's an auto-buy author for me, always. Next, I read Playboy Pilot by Penelope Ward, and this I gave 4 out of 5 stars. This is about a woman who meets a mysterious guy in an airport lounge, and turns out he is the pilot for the plane that she's about to board. And they kind of start a romance. Oh, this is by Penelope Ward and V. Keeland, sorry.